Hello.
Hello.
Hello, this is a bit of a special episode we're doing. Neil Cunningham has come in this evening and we've done our normal hours podcast, which has been pretty fantastic as far as I'm concerned. And I kind of think, well, basically we were having so much fun that we decided that we were going to do another half an hour with Neil before he has to get on the train back to London. And so this is a Mouth of Manliness special half an hour on well, initially we're going to talk about losing hair.
It's a cheeky bonus.
Yeah, it's a cheeky bonus. And if you're watching in Boston, you'll notice that Neil's got less hair than the rest of us.
Follically challenged.
Yeah,
not on my back.
No.
Lots of hair on my back, but on my head, yeah.
I mean, it's arguable. You've probably got like you've got no hair, but your no hair might be better than my hair today.
What we were saying is how, like, I can't imagine you any other way, and that suits you perfectly.
I can't. Yeah,
like, I would
exactly.
aspire to have that head if my
If
my hair
I've got a
goes.
skinhead, I have shaved my head before. I was really thin at the time, like kind of skaghead thin. And,
That's what they call it at Weight Watchers, right?
yeah, I look
how thin do you want to get? There's a scale on the wall.
I was kind of Ewan McGregor train spotting thin
Hot.
with a bonehead, and like a lot of, like people said, it looks alright, and then I kind of put on weight, and then I've just been like, you know, for me, the thing about losing my hair is that all my heroes, bar Billy Corgan, who's got no hair, primarily are like bands, and they've all got like decent hair. And the idea of losing my hair was like really fucking bothered me.
Yeah.
And like, and I said before about having this Propecia tablets, and what essentially what they do is they help you keep hold of the hair you've got. So if I kind of really pulled my hair out, if you look there,
Yeah.
it goes around a bit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a kind of like my dad, like a baldness there.
A half moon.
Yeah, but since taking the tablets, like, it's not as obvious. It's just not like I don't worry about it. Like before I took the tablets, I wouldn't have grown my hair out. I wouldn't have tied it back because it just made me look more bald. And then since taking the tablets, I'm just fucking loads more confident. And I'm like, I can have long hair again. But like I do notice, which is weird, I notice it gets longer here, but not there. So it goes like out there.
Yeah.
So when I get it cut, I'm always like, cut into that bit. Because that's where it goes fucking stupid.
Yeah, I think like my dad was bald, his dad was bald, and I accept it, and I know it's coming. I'm kind of looking forward to it because I'm sick and tired of doing my hair as it is. But I think, like we were just saying just a minute ago, just before, I felt like, obviously, if you're listening, you can't see this. Unlucky, go over to Here Boston, you can watch it. But like mine, like we said, it's got that sort of half moon bit on its way. It's just started to go wispy at the front, and it doesn't bother me too much. But I think what does bother me is everything else around it. Like, without generalising, like if I just wore like string vests and like, I don't know, like
Strong look.
Yeah, like walk the streets or whatever, and I'd like not that any of that stuff's a problem, but I don't like if I wore suits every day, and like I think that level, that balance and juxtaposition, like I kind of worry, like we said, like you said about you, that's why you've got the beard, and that's why I kind of got mine to a degree because they're obviously pretty cool.
It defines your face.
Yeah,
It's
and
definition.
it's just having that other thing. Like I wear these glasses; they haven't even got any glass in because I feel like I
Mine are
need that.
real.
Yours are real. Yours are from Pretty Green.
Yeah, mine are pretty green.
Send us
If
some-
you want to sponsor us, I love your jackets.
They have, and they've just gone into administration though.
No, they haven't.
Oh, well, we'll help them with that anyway. We'll give them
What,
loads
by
of
getting free
presents.
stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Send us loads of free stuff. But yeah, like I always feel like I need that extra kind of bit to me to kind of like keep the balance like that. Like my wife says, "Oh, it'll make you look edgy." Like,
But it's the idea of the mask, isn't it? Like we
Yeah.
want to
Yeah,
put
that's
something out to
exactly
the
it,
world,
yeah.
and through, you know, you can work on your inside and you can work on making yourself feel better. But sometimes you just want to look good on the outside,
Yeah.
or whatever your idea of good is.
Yeah, no,
you want to look
true.
in the mirror and go, I look sharp today.
Yeah.
So you're talking about like taking care of your hair and that. I shave my head every 2 days
Right.
because otherwise I just have weird patches growing in uneven places,
Yeah.
and I look like some mad professor. So actually, I spend more on razors and shaving cream and moisturisers than I ever did on like the £8 haircut from the barbers at the end of the road.
Yeah.
You know, I spend more time on it now than I ever have done.
Yeah.
Because it's curating a look
Yeah.
that makes me feel good.
Makes you feel good, yeah.
You know, so I went down the same route. Actually, I went to Belgravia Clinic
Yeah.
in Liverpool Street,
I've looked into that.
and I mean, I did some research on the drugs that they use, and there was real hard sell when you went in. Like, so they do when you're pulling your hair apart, then look at this bald bit, look at this bald bit, and they take photos, and then they put them on this giant screen, so you just see your bald patches.
Wow.
You go, oh, okay, great. And I wasn't earning a huge. So it's about I started losing my hair really about 5 years ago. So I wasn't earning a lot of cash, and I didn't know if I wanted to. Like, I was like, oh, I love going out, so it's like. Go out or buy these bills.
Cool.
And then I did some research on them, and I mean, not that a lot of men have the side effects, but it's things like
Was that on the Propecia?
no finasteride.
Yeah, that's the same.
Yeah, and so it was like you can get loss of libido, erectile dysfunction, testicular cancer, and I thought, oh, be bald or have a hard on.
Yeah,
and
you
I was
can
like,
get-
do you know what? I'm gonna go with hard and bald.
You can get male breast cancer as well.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's quite serious.
And I thought, you know, actually, like, what do I really want? Well, I don't even take multivitamins because I forget after like 2 or 3 days
so
that I was
you just
supposed
put
to
them in the
take
cupboard.
them.
And if it's not in front of me,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just completely forget.
And you know, I thought, well, maybe it'll start growing back and I'll forget to take them, and then it'll fall out and it'll mess with my hormones. And I thought, oh, maybe, do you know what? I can just, and as I was saying earlier, I was sat in the barbers, and he was washing my hair in front of the mirror, and I could just see these huge patches where it wasn't there anymore. And I thought, I'll go for it, just shave it off. And even in the barbers, they said, no, don't do that. Don't do that. No, you look awful. Well, don't tell me how I look. I'm stubborn, me. So like, I've made my mind up. Shave it all off. And the first couple of days, I walk past a mirror and be like, someone's in the house. All right, no,
Yeah,
no, it's me. And I just thought I look like a penis, like an actual, because I didn't have the beard or it's this massive
look
pink
like-
knob, like the, and yeah, and it was really off putting. It took me quite a while to just learn. You know, this is how I'm going to look now, but I'm going to be happy with that.
Yeah.
I didn't say happy with that. I reckon if I was truly happy, I'd let all the bits just grow out.
That's the
But-
thing,
No,
though,
but as
right?
you say, though, like we go out into the world and we have to project ourselves in a way that we feel reasonably all right
Yeah.
with ourselves. And like, it's all right to be honest about that.
Yeah,
You know, like it's not vain. It's not. Well, there is vanity in it, but you know that's okay. That
Yeah,
is
of course
an
it is.
okay thing to do. You know, like, and I think like men invariably be like, oh, I don't do that. I don't give a fuck. And you're like, well, that's not true.
Everybody peacocks.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a good
you know,
way of putting it.
everybody, like, we're built to do it. Like, brother, what you were saying about a certain way to look and like being in the city or like being in London, especially. So I work with a lot of sales organisations, and it's all, you know, sharp suits, full heads of hair, and look in a particular way.
Yeah.
And so you kind of want to ape that, and you want to be in with the in crowd, and so you've got to look a certain way. So to go, actually, I'm just going to let it all go is a bit. You know,
I was
it's
a
look within
recruitment
itself.
consultant for like a year and a half. Fucking look at me, like the controversy I caused. I'd have like, just to piss them off, I'd get like brown ties and brown trousers and cords and stuff like that.
I
Cords.
Don't speak to that fucking weirdo.
I used to work in court quite a lot. And,
Working?
What,
or
the
in?
bed place?
yeah, no, I used to work in probation, so I used to have to stand up in court all the time, and the expectation was you wore a black, a grey, or a blue suit, and I had a brown striped suit, and but it was a cool one. It was like nicely fitted.
Yeah.
And it was like a proper Nick Cave, which is the rule in suits as far as I'm concerned.
Definitely, there's a level.
But then after a while, I was like, fucking, like, they're all fucking ponces. I just thought, and I would just wear jeans and a collared t-shirt. And like, basically, they said, we don't want you to work in court anymore.
Because I think when you're talking about
bollocks
like
to it.
the working environment, though, we're like on the podcast, and we're talking about accents and signalling that we're all the same. If you're all dressed the same, it makes people feel comfortable.
Yeah.
yeah.
tribalism.
You're what I expect,
Yeah.
so I'm going to open up to you because I expect this. And if you don't look like that, it's almost like you're it's an uphill struggle.
Yeah.
It's
to
a
get people to
challenge, though,
trust
isn't
you.
it? It's a challenge for everyone else.
It's subjective to like whatever career it is, but sometimes I make my way towards those people when I think, oh, you've chosen to have like a sleeve tattoo, or I can see a little tattoo coming out there on the neck.
Yeah,
or
I
I think
do as
we're
well.
quite
a
lucky
Nirvana t-shirt
because we live
or
in
whatever.
London. We don't tend to see it
No,
so much.
Yeah.
Like the idea of someone with a sleeve tattoo, it's like that's not a
Everyone's
Yeah,
got a
big
sleeve
deal.
tattoo.
I mean,
Yeah, of course.
yeah, I've not got one. How different am I?
Yeah, that's
and
it.
It's like,
Okay,
but
to them.
if you don't live in a metropolis,
Yeah.
especially maybe the way in which you dress and put yourself forward will really affect
Yeah,
your chances of how successful you are in life,
Yeah.
regardless of how good you are at something, which is awful.
yeah, it's crazy.
It's actually horrible.
Yeah, well, I think we should be lucky. I know, obviously, everything hasn't changed, but London being as it is, and you really can look at how you want to look.
That's
and
what
do
I've
you
always
wanna do.
really loved about London. That's why I've always kind of, like, from kind of my early teens, went to London a lot. And I still go to London a lot. Just because, like, I feel safer in London than I do, like, walking around the shops around here.
Yeah,
Because if I go around the shops around here, it's like, hey, long hair,
yeah,
where's fucking golf?
yeah,
But, like, you don't get that when you go to London.
No.
Because they're like, I don't care.
Feels too busy
I'm
to
getting on with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're saying quite nice about that. I know it's kind of like, it's shallow and there's nothing, sometimes it can lack meaning.
But you can be anyone.
Yeah.
You can be anybody.
But there's something really, really like liberating about that, which is why I love going to London, which is why I love cities. But I think London's the best city in the world.
Yeah. I mean, for doing and dressing how you want to dress, definitely. And I think like I'm quite lucky because I'm freelance. I change my job almost week by week, so I can kind of choose. Like even getting tattoos was a big thing because I started up a company sort of 3 years ago, and I thought, oh no, I need to go into these corporate places and put security systems in. I need to uphold a level of, trust and everything else, and what would people think? And I got to a stage where I was just like, fuck everyone. Like this is what I want to do, and this is how I want to live my life. And that's when the beard come along.
Brilliant.
I just eat what I want now. I'm fat, obviously, so I've got to change that. But it's freeing almost. And the amount of people that now go, oh, I love your tattoos, let's have a look.
Yeah.
And it's just, I know they're trinkets, really, and they're not kind of getting to know the real me. I'm quite open anyway, so I will talk to anyone about anything. But 9 times out of 10, just that initial spark of people going, oh,
That's the
you've
weird
got ripped
thing.
jeans on, like no one else has. It's like, oh, fuck
Set yourself
everyone
apart. It's difficult.
Yeah.
It's brave as well.
That's the weird thing about tattoos, because tattoos now aren't. Tattoos now you can't just go, oh, I've got loads of fucking tattoos. I'm different. You're not really anymore, and that's a shame. But I suppose that's kind of what I was getting at with work. Really, is that you get to a point where you're like, I am who I am,
Yeah.
and like if you don't like it, you can just fuck off.
Yeah.
Because like, I've got a wife and kids and family, and I'm doing all the things that have to be done. And then within that, somewhere within that, I managed to hang on to my shred of identity.
But that's brilliant.
And you're like, that's pretty good, isn't it?
I think it's becoming more and more common in workplaces when you talk. So I work a lot with boring work chat, but employee value propositions and what brings people into businesses and millennials and what they're looking for. And it's this idea that you don't need to wear a suit and tie to be successful.
No.
You don't need to do this. And I think more and more, like you look at how people dress at any successful software company.
Yeah.
It's not suit and ties.
No, it's hoodies.
No,
and
It's very
checkered shirts.
It's checkered shirts. I mean, it's professional, but it's
Yeah.
much more you
Yeah.
and the talent you bring
Yeah.
than you looking and talking in the right way.
Yeah.
Because all you do is just build this echo chamber around you of people looking the same and acting the same and doing the same thing. And what you, like we were talking earlier about, how to become successful acting in a certain way, it gets you so far, then you just realise that everyone else looks like the same, and saying the same thing, and that's just dull.
Yeah.
Especially in creative environments.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a creative person, like 9 times out of 10, that shows through who you are.
Yeah.
And especially if you're going to go into a creative environment, you don't want to be going in there in, your dad's suit.
No.
That always used to get me, like, the idea of, like, creatives and looking a certain way. So, used to hang around Shoreditch a lot, Shoreditch House and all that kind of vibe, and everyone just used to wear black.
Yeah,
I'd be
totally.
that isn't nothing great. You're all dressed in what?
Yeah.
You're dressed in the same thing. And I'd be there in like my floral suit, like bright flowers on it, and you're just going, oh, okay, you're looking down at me because I look like the weirdo, but isn't that what you're supposed to be capturing and bringing in? But no, they've got a very, again, tribalism, and we've got a way that we look, and this is the cool way to look.
That's my creative uniform. It's black. I'm wearing no orange today because I didn't have any clean black ones. But yeah, I still dress up to do this and like music stuff.
Why just look for this?
Yeah,
I wanted to look semi-smart. So.
Yeah, but then like you really could have worn that floral shirt, like anything. Like we would have loved to have seen.
I would have liked a floral suit.
I don't wear them, and so I went through this.
Floral suits.
You were talking about what people wear, and just like in one of the previous episodes, of you wished you'd worn the jacket that someone was wearing.
You saw a guy in the street. I saw a guy in flamingo shorts.
Yeah.
In the rain and a vest.
And that, when I was younger, that was almost like I used to just wear them, not in a fashionable way, but just I'd find these bright things that I love to wear. I used to go to this place called the Corn Exchange in Leeds and buy flares, like original flares.
Amazing.
And so it was a core 16, 17 in Barnsley. Corn flares, tiny little like sailor tops and little like camp as you like, but I just mad out there, different colours. And something's happened as I've gotten older and older. I've gone, actually, I'm going to go for more muted things out of some weird idea that I should be more sensible because I'm slightly older.
Yeah.
And it's like I've lost the confidence to not give a fuck about what people thought.
But you also,
but
the thing is, you work out what looks good on you as well.
Okay.
That's true.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, but don't you? You work out like what sits on you well. So you play to those strengths as you get older. You don't think, I just need to do it because I want to be different. You go, well, this looks good on me. It fits, it fits well. It's like
comfortable.
Yeah, and I look dapper. But most importantly, I feel confident. Like with my job, I often have to do like presentations, a few hundred people, and most people go into those wearing a standard suit, but I just wear shit that makes me feel confident.
Nice.
I never wear shoes. I still wear trainers. But it's like, I'll still put on like a nice pretty green shirt. Pretty green. But like, because
pretty green.
But like for me, they're expensive, but they fit me nice. And I'm like, fuck it. When I put them on, I feel like Liam Gallagher, like I can take on the world. And there's something to be said for that. I think, your clothes can boost you, and at points you need to be boosted, and that's all right. It's like, that's cool, but you're not trying to be anyone else. But that comes with age, doesn't it? When you get older, you're a bit more confident with it,
knowing yourself,
and
finding
know yourself.
Absolutely right. I was at a wedding this weekend, and I decided I don't want to wear suits anymore to weddings because it just makes me feel uncomfortable, and weird, and like. It's there. I don't want to be sat there feeling uncomfortable and weird when beautiful things happen in front of me. It's like when I wear tie, shirt, chinos, nice pair of brogues, because that's what makes me feel really comfortable. Then we got there, I was trying to put this tie on, and it's making my neck feel horrible. I was like, and I thought, why am I doing this? They're not going to notice. They're getting married. They're having the time of their life. Who am I to think I need to look in a particular way? Like, it's their day. Stop worrying about it. Just enjoy the moment.
But it's really hard to keep that.
That's the important bit, though.
It is, but it's hard to
present, enjoying the
moment.
It's hard to keep hold of that, and like I said the other day about we kind of bring school with us and upbringing with us. And when I'm getting dressed, that's all I think about is, this is a little bit to that. So I'll get juxtaposition, I'll sort of add this or that. And no, I can't, now that whole look is a bit too this way or that way kind of thing. And it's like social gatherings like that. It's so hard you are preempting. But then maybe that's just the anxiety of, I'm obviously speaking for you, but in my experience, like the anxiety of going to the thing in the first place.
The weight of the occasion adds a massive amount to it.
I think the
weddings are really boring.
Like, imagine being able to just be on the settee and just go, right, I'm going to a wedding, and just walk out the door. Like, imagine being able to just do. Like,
I don't know, because I think if in reverse, if it was my wedding, I'd be a bit annoyed if you turned up just
looking like you. That's true.
That's really true.
Like, I've invited you. I'm paying food, booze, accommodation.
You look got
a fucking tie on.
If it's not right, so if it's fully paid, like they're getting the accommodation and the food and the booze.
Someone
I'll dress
pays
up
for
whatever you want me
accommodation.
to.
That make you
whatever-
100%
Have
right.
you been to a wedding where they pay for accommodation?
No, I'm saying if.
Oh.
If place well, that we pay the accommodation, but they all the food and booze.
Yeah.
I will dress up smart. If I'm not paying for anything and I'm just an evening guest, whatever I'm wearing
Oh,
that
yeah,
day,
yeah,
will
yeah,
turn
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But isn't that weird? Like the stages of socialisation.
Yeah, the little rules.
Like reciprocity. You've not invited me to the wedding. I'm only coming to the evening, so I'm only going to do this.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah.
That is totally true. Weddings are a crazy old thing. And it's funny because, like, you know, like when you... I remember when we were planning our wedding, and it's almost like, oh, yeah, we're going to invite them, we're not going to invite them. And it's like, you're doing everyone a favour.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we've been really lovely, aren't we? We've been really lovely inviting them, and I haven't seen them for ages.
Yeah.
Oh, aren't I lovely? And actually, it's like, weddings are fucking boring as shit.
Yeah.
And you go to a wedding, and like, especially if you go for the full day, it's a long day, and they have that big period before they let you have booze. You know, like you get there, and they'll let you have a buck's fizz. This has happened loads of times, and they'll let you have like a couple of bucks fizzes. So I'm like, right, I'll start cooking, and then I'm like, but I can't have breaks. If I drink, I drink it through to the end, and I don't
committed,
want
I'll
to
give you that.
have a little break and have some water. That fucks me off. Because
It's your day, isn't it? It's your day.
No, but it just kind of occurred to me that it is their day. But in the same respect, it's like they're doing your...
It's the booze.
They've been so lovely inviting you.
Yeah.
And, you know, and letting you endure 3 hours of boredom before you hit the
For me, it's the food. I don't like the gap between the service and the food.
No, it's odd.
I don't like being hungry.
Yeah.
And I don't I get hangry, but I get anxious.
Yeah.
I worry where my next meal's going
Thing
to
is,
be.
you've spent all morning getting ready.
Yeah,
You've spent
really
the
do.
afternoon.
Like, I'm thinking now, like, oh, it's going to be an hour before I get home.
I get edgy because I'm like, when's the next thing going to happen? Because I'm going to start
Oh, I do that 'cause I don't-
losing my shit.
I don't like dwindling
No,
or mingling. I'm not very good at... How are you? I'm good. And you? Yep,
I'm
good.
like, I don't need
Okay.
to have that conversation.
No.
Like, I don't need to have it. Like, if we move on quickly, I just won't bother to have that
We're
conversation.
just
You
making
just go
men sound
straight.
like arseholes.
Yeah,
at
I know.
weddings.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
No, what we're doing, we're fucking saying it. There's so many people don't say it.
That's true, actually.
Women have these same things. My wife is as bad as me, if
All
not
right.
worse. My wife wouldn't, like, social situations, she's dreadful. It's like, it takes everything for her to get out and go, because she's like, I'm going to have to do that, and I'm going to have to do that, and I have to make small talk.
Kate's the same.
And I'm like, I totally get it. Small talk really fucking bores the shit out of me. Like, why would I make small talk with a load of people I don't know when I can, like, talk to someone
Because you
I
might
like?
find one or two people that are absolute gems. That's what I find at weddings. It's a lot, like, yeah, because it's also they're a weird mix. It's like people who are friends from like uni, and they're always on the naughty table
Yeah.
in the corner, which is always next to the kids' table.
Yeah.
And then you've got family, so you're trying to be like upright and upstanding for your family, and it's quite tense getting all these
All your
different
worlds colliding
groups.
and coming together, innit?
But I found like so the wedding I was at the weekend, there were 4 or 5 people there that I'd never met. They're absolute gems.
Yeah.
Just chatting away all night.
So that's cool.
Rest of them were cunts.
I
I'm joking.
love it when you're in your own little pocket and you're just chatting away and
Yeah,
like,
it's
just
really
all of a
nice.
sudden
and
the
then
time
it
just
is,
goes.
but it is. That's the thing. It is often really nice to
Yeah.
meet people you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, well, I've only met you once before, and now
very
we're
true.
having a lovely time.
Thank you.
See what I mean? So it is nice to do that, and like you know, we should put ourselves out more. I'm
I'm terrible for it. I get really, really like this is lovely. I really like small, like intimate groups
Yeah,
and
I
chat
do.
away.
I prefer
Large
smaller.
groups terrify me.
Yeah.
Like I trained as an actor. You put me on stage, 1,000 people wouldn't even bat an eyelid. Maybe because you can't see the faces because of the
Yeah,
lights.
that's
Yeah.
true.
You know, I've once had to do my showcase on a theatre in the West End, and you got all the agents there, and you know, I got an agent off it, so I did good job. Loved every moment of it. You put me in a group of 10 people I don't know at a wedding, and all of a sudden it's just going, "Where's the booze?"
It's-
Because
I
I just
suppose
don't
can
don't
also-
know how to
Because you
function.
can see person.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
people is a block of people almost.
Yeah.
And you can kind of maybe for a split second see like the set, like, oh, there's a girl there, man there, boy there,
That
this
is
person,
true.
that person, everything else.
That is the difference.
But honestly,
of
it's like the
Yeah.
the idea that you know everyone stood around and I feel like there's a way to perform. There's a way to get everyone talking and mingling. And actually, that's not my responsibility.
No, but you feel it though sometimes.
Yeah, and
right?
joke's not landed, and joke's not landed, and wrong crowd, and
No, but is that because
I think
you're an actor? Because like I feel like I was, and in many ways I am still a musician. So I feel like in those situations, I feel like I need to be the entertainer. You know, like I do a fucking podcast. So you're on a table full of 8 people, and like the last one I went to, it was a table of 8 people. All of the guys were really successful city guys. All had Porsches, fucking massive houses, and then there's me, and it was like, I feel the need to perform.
I've no other currency to borrow with.
I need to be the funny one. And so I just ended up just pouring booze down myself. In the end, I was like, I fucking can't do this anymore. I'm going home. It's their fault, not mine.
Yeah, it's their fault you drank all that booze.
Yeah. But no, it's funny though, the performer thing, because I think, like, Brad, you must have that as well. And I totally have.
Yeah, constantly. And the thing is, I have been made aware of it that I'm so worried about talking about myself that I have to actively try and talk to people first and then ask them about themselves before I talk about myself. And I think because people have pulled that up in me, not in a boasty way.
But you're the total opposite.
Yeah, but maybe it's because I've kind of got my head around it now. But like, I would find myself, again, thinking, I really want to talk about this or that and everything else. It has started to come back with the podcast, to be honest, especially like with the American thing and stuff like that. I think, really like to tell these people that, this is happening, that's happening. But what is happening is I'm kind of got the balance now where I like to, like, when you first come in, Neil, I was like, right, hello, Neil, you're Neil, I'm Brad. And like, I try to make the first kind of effort kind of thing. And that opening up that dialogue.
Yeah, it's nice. Tell me a little about yourself. It's a great way to get people talking.
And I
don't do that.
I just remembered just today that someone said, when you first meet someone, compliment them. And you'll have a friend for life, almost, kind of thing.
Oh,
and
that's nice.
I don't think I did.
No, you
I
didn't.
complimented you
You won't
later.
have a friend for life.
I did compliment you later, didn't I?
But
I paid you.
Boys, calm down.
Right, it's having that foresight to be that mindful when you first meet someone. Like, that's a kind of like holy grail for me, almost. I kind of like wish I was that sat back to kind of see myself walk into the situation and think, right, let's say this first. Compliment on that.
Right, I will
think
say,
it's like learning any
you're
skill.
really, really good at that.
Yeah.
What?
Like I don't know, Neil's not met you before, but from my point of view, like, you come across as lovely all the time.
You really do.
Really?
Yeah.
But to go on what you were saying, it's
I
not...
nearly cried then.
Nearly. Go on, say something else. It's about, you say, like, I'm really proud of this stuff and I want to work on it. It's find a time and place to talk about that. But if you just start a conversation with yourself, I think that's when you turn people off.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
And actually, what you were saying about making time for people, and it's not my line, I read it somewhere, but tell me about yourself, or a version of that.
Yeah.
Without preempting, right, I'm going to talk about this, and this. I'm going to try and move the conversation towards these things. I'm just going to try and be what might be considered quite a feminine attribute of being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let them talk about what they've got to talk about, let that person dominate the conversation. Yeah. Because I can pick things up and react off what they're saying, rather than just being like, hey, I'm Neil. Guess what I'm working on?
Yeah.
Okay, and that might move people on.
That is a really lovely way of putting it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's completely right. So you're not dominating. You're letting someone else speak, and then almost like a good therapist.
Yeah.
You let them speak, and then you go, oh, that's interesting. I've had an experience like that. And then you make the other person feel like listened to, and then you're echoing back to them.
And that's an enjoyable conversation.
Yeah.
Which is what we have.
And they
just
might
had.
talk absolute tripe, and you go, oh, right, they're a UKIP supporter. And,
Yeah.
okay, I'm backing away now. I'm backing away. I'm sorry I asked those questions. Oh, I've realised.
We love UKIP round here. Fucking love you. I love racists. They're well good.
Oh, God.
Love
For our American listeners, that's sarcasm.
Oi, America, we do not like racists.
No, we don't. No, we do not.
No.
that's our half-hour
hour,
cheeky
yeah.
bonus.
Yeah.
Right. I would like to say a big thank you to our friend Neil Cunningham for coming on.
Ah,
And I'd
pleasure.
like to say
Been
you're
an
very
absolute
welcome
pleasure.
to come back.
Thank you.
Yeah, anytime.
Thank you for having me. It's been wonderful.
You've been great. It's been nice to have you on.
Thank you.
Yeah, big love from the mouth of Manliness. We expect you sharing it on the socials.
I will.
Yes.
My 5 friends will
Yeah.
definitely like
Five
it.
friends is better than no friends.
That's what they say.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
you, Neil.
Love you, bye.
Bye.
Bye.